Hi, everyone. Grace here with Life's Perceptions. Again, bear with me as I find my way through Facebook Live. I think I'm getting the hang of it. But um, just a novice here at this tech stuff. Again, thanks for joining me. This is the second live Facebook broadcast. And I thought today we would do something or a similar format that we did last time. First of all, I hope everyone is having a good day. It's a gorgeous day here where I am. It's nice and bright and sunny, and I even have the windows open. And from time to time, you might hear some of the wind chimes, window wind chimes going. It's gorgeous. I love fall. I love fall. I thought we would do a similar format to what we have done in the past, or what we did the last time. This is the second time we're doing this. And that is to start with a few short tarot readings of some current events. God knows there's a lot of events in the news these days. Spent some of the morning cheerfully, heartfully watching the funeral ceremonies or the memorial ceremonies of Ruth Bader Ginsburg as she arrived and left the Capitol building. So heartwarming, and we have so much to be grateful for. I feel. Any rate, speaking of which, let me before I move on, I just wanted to give our legal disclaimer, and that is that all of this that takes place during our broadcast is for entertainment purposes only. They are my opinions, and on how I feel, and also when I read, they are how I read the information that I read from the cards or channeled information. But again, this is for entertainment purposes only, not to be used as medical advice, legal advice, any other professional advice. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way. So I did get a few, just reading my notes over here, I got a few questions on some current events. Oh, I'm starting to see people. Hi, Samantha. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. So today, one of the questions I think we'll start with is about the election. God knows that's in the news. Lots of polls, all pretty consistent though. The polling seems to be saying that it will be a win for Biden. You know, obviously those polls will tighten up as we get closer to the election. But a lot of the news is up in the air these days. So let's take a look at on election night, because I know this is a major news thing these days. On election night, will Biden win with an overwhelming majority? Which seems to be important in light of the controversy about whether or not, if it's close, they'll end up conceding. Somebody will end up conceding. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at on election night, will Biden win with an overwhelming majority? So let's look at that first. Okay, just give me a minute. few cards here, and then I will share them with you. Okay, let me just be with them for a second here and be with the energy of these cards. Okay, all right, so let's start out with the first card that I pulled. Again, hopefully I'm getting this to the camera correctly. Left, right, there we go. Okay. As I said, I'm a novice at this Facebook technology, so bear with me. Okay, so the first card that I got is the Page of Cups. And this is where the reading starts. This is where the situation starts. And so what this is saying to me, the Page of Cups is a message card. And generally it's about a surprise. So it feels to me like the election, we're going to be very surprised. And I suspect that part of that is because we're all expecting this to be very close, and that's why they want everybody to get out to vote. So the results of this seem to be a little surprising. Might that be because it is an overwhelming majority, or and if so, one way or the other. So that's the first card that we have. The second card that we go to of where this situation is going is the Tower card. And so this tells me that whatever the results are for the election, all hell is going to break loose. That there is going to be a lot of obviously lawyering, a lot of discord, and a lot of wanting to invalidate this and maybe do it again or disregard it. So there's going to be a lot of chaos. The next card that comes up is the Two of Coins. And what this says to me is that the situation will then go to trying to decipher and weigh what to do with the election results. Okay. At the root of all of this, at the core of this reading, the next card is the Death card. And for those of you that are not familiar with Tarot, the overwhelming majority, 99% of the time, the Death card does not mean a physical death. I mean, it can be, but for the most part, it usually does not. It usually signifies the ending. And this is at the root of the reading. So what this is saying to me is that there is an ending, that a definite ending that will take place as a result of the election. Okay. And then the outcome card that we get here, the final card, let's see if I can get this to you in a way that you can see it, is the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is all about balance and harmony and getting back on an even keel. So when I look at this reading as a whole, what this is saying to me is that yes, there will be an overwhelming majority. And we're all going to be surprised of how much of an overwhelming majority it is. It will be a solid boom. This is an ending. However, because of the cards like death and the tower card, that tells me that there is going to be an uproar about it, and lots of blocks will be being tried to be thrown out of it. It says to me, though, that in the end, balance and harmony will prevail because it will be an overwhelming majority. So that's the first reading that we've got. So that it'll be interesting. Now, I will say this, and it's about tarot in general, or about how I see tarot, and about these readings. One thing that you need to understand about tarot, about these readings, and from what I get from my guides, that based on any reading, that nothing is ever written in stone. We all are here with free will. It's one of the perks and one of the challenges of being here, human at this time. And so things change. Things do change. What tarot will speak to you about is where things are right now, and based upon where things are right now, where that is trending, where that is going. But things can shift, things can change, and with that, the outcome can change. So probably between now and the time of the election, we'll revisit some of these things, especially as, situations come up, and we'll take a look. We'll take a look at what this is what happens. Okay, so let's do another current event, and on my list I have here, will the election go to the Supreme Court? Because that's in the news, and everybody is wondering, whether or not the election will end up, being asked to go there. And that usually occurs if, things are either close, or if you all remember the Bush versus Biden election, that came down to hanging chads in Florida. Nobody had heard of a chad, certainly not a hanging one. So that caused, because everything was hinged on the results in Florida during that election, it ended up going to the Supreme Court. So in these days, in these wacky times, anything can happen. So let's take a look at that. Let's see, will the election go to the Supreme Court? All right. Okay, I see a Rosalie, and I know I'm not going to pronounce this properly, and so I apologize ahead of time. Sholofelo. Hi. So, just a few more names on there. Welcome. Okay. Just need to be with the energy of these cards, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the first card that comes up is the the Eight of Swords. And that's where this reading starts. And so what this is saying to me, where this is coming from, is that the election ends up being in a place of being caught up, or being caught up in a trap. Traps being set. So, and a lot of dilemmas as a result of that. Roadblocks get placed about the results for the election. The next card that it goes to is Judgment. And what this says to me is that there is a push to take it to the Supreme Court. That there is, these roadblocks are saying, no, it can't be decided here. It has to go to the Supreme Court. So that there is going to be a request to send it to the Supreme Court. It will then, just because something gets sent to the Supreme Court doesn't mean that that the Supreme Court has to accept it, has to accept to hear the case. So the Two of Coins is about weighing the situation and weighing whether or not they will be accepted. So the Supreme Court, if it goes to the Supreme Court, they will weigh whether or not they will hear it. At the root of the reading, this card is the Four of Coins. And so what this says to me is that everybody is going to be in their corners. Everybody is going to be holding their cards close to the vest. That they are, everybody has a plan for this ahead of time, and they're all keeping those plans. I close to them. I have to laugh about this because I see all the time on the news anchors and reporters asking people in both campaigns, so what will you do if? And all of them are giving vague answers. Part of it is because I'm sure they're all putting together their plans, but the other thing is, why would you put your plan out there? You know, these are things you want to hold close to the vest, and so that's what's going on here. Okay. So the final card, the final outcome card on this is the Five of Swords. And this is a card that speaks to about winning at all costs. And so this says to me that it will be pushed to the Supreme Court. I'm going to pull a clarifier on this because I want to know whether or not the Supreme Court thinks or rules that, you know what, this is just trying to win at all costs, or and decides not to go with it, or whether or not they go with it. So I'm going to pull a clarifier on that one. Okay. So the clarifier on that is the Justice card. And that says to me that the Supreme Court will have the final say in this. But again, that final say may be we choose not to hear it. So that's where it is. But the Supreme Court, it is going to get to the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court, that doesn't mean, again, that the Supreme Court has to hear the case. But they will rule on whether or not this is something that the Supreme Court needs to get involved in. Okay. All right. Let's do one more current event here. And then I see that that I'm getting some requests for some readings. Okay. All right. So I will go to that next. Okay. So let's see. The next current event that we'll do is, will there be another stimulus package before the election? Will there be one sent out? Okay. Okay, just be with the energy of these cards for a second. Okay. All right, so the situation starts out, the first card that I get is the Devil card. And the Devil card speaks to a lot of things. It generally speaks about one's fears and feeling trapped, imprisoned. What this card is saying to me, where it starts out with, is a few things. One, there is a feeling of feeling trapped. Like, you know, they've been pushing for this stimulus and pushing to get out, and they haven't been able to. And when you're not in the majority, you're pretty much trapped, you know. And all you can do is propose. And God knows they've done this. The other thing that this tells me is that there are a lot of shenanigans going on to get this blocked. And so it's just a dreadful situation right now. The next card, where this goes to, is the Four of Wands. And what this tells me is that there is a real push. The Four of Wands card is a celebratory card, but it usually has also a lot to do, well, it has to do a lot with celebrating and pushing for something that is higher than oneself, for a bigger cause. It also is a card about, sometimes it can be about moving and getting people to move or making a move. So what this tells me is that there is, if there isn't already, because they're working on this, if there isn't already a move on the hearts and minds of some people who may have been blocking this, that there will be some movement there. You know, and also, you know, one's chances for re-election can play a part in someone's change of heart. So that's where it's moving to. The next card that comes up is the Nine of Coins. The Nine of Coins is about security, usually material security, and being comfortable, having enough to be comfortable. getting some more financial security. So what this is telling me is that, yes, that there is going to be there's movement afoot for sending out another stimulus. At the core of this reading is the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords, the energy in the Seven of Swords is about deceit and deception and underhandedness and sneakiness. And so those are the energies that have been at the core of trying to get this passed, but the core of this has been having to deal with a lot of underhandedness and sneakiness and deceit. The outcome card is the Six of Swords. And the energy in this card is about moving out of turbulence and moving into a smoother environment, a calmer environment. So when I look at all of this together, what this is saying to me is, yes, there will probably be another stimulus package that goes out. What it also says to me is that it won't be as much, that it'll be smaller than expected, that it'll be a portion of what has already been proposed, and probably for a shorter period of time. But it feels to me like there will be some help, some stimulus that is underfoot and will be out there, will be sent prior to the election. So, okay, so those are today's current events. As I said, we'll revisit some of that because things do change. Okay, so let me look at, I see that we've had some people here that want a reading. Okay, let's look at Samantha. We'll do Samantha first. Samantha, do you, if there is something in particular that you want me to read on, if you want to put that in the comments. If not, I can just do a general reading for you, short little mini reading for you. And let's see. Let's also take Shalom Fellow. If you have a reading, if you want, if there's a subject that you would like for me to read on, the question, let me know. If not, I'm happy just to do a general. And let's see, let me just scroll down here. Rosalie, we'll do that as well. So let me just get this in here. I will do that. Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure. Samantha, if you're there, can you post something so I'll know? Otherwise, Samantha, Fellow, and Rosalie, can you post something? Otherwise, if you're not here, I'll go on to the next person. We'll see. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not sure. I'll wait, but let's go on to another person in case these people aren't here. And then, Ebony. Okay, so you wrote, may I have a reading on me and Angelo? Okay, so Ebony, I will do a reading on you And Angela, let me see if there's anything else that you have written on. Okay. All right. Ebony, I will do a reading on you and Angela. Okay. We'll go on that. Okay. Just keep this here. Okay. Let me just, Ebony, I'll just be with this for a little bit here. Okay, so Ebony, so let's see. What I'm getting here, what I'm getting here, is that this is coming from, or you're coming from a place of where you were probably pretty happy about the situation, maybe even making plans to make a move, a physical move, maybe even moving your home. You felt pretty good about this relationship. It feels that you may have been moving into a place where maybe you're finding that things were not so, or you suffered some disappointments. You're starting to look at this as maybe it wasn't all that I am feeling that it was, or it is. Maybe, maybe you've suffered some disappointments. It feels like you may be moving into a place where you feel like you may not be getting as much as you want from this emotionally. At the core of this reading, it feels like what you want in a relationship is the whole package. You want a family. You want, the whole thing, the marriage, the love, the family. That's what it is that you are seeking. And it feels like there has been some disappointment in how you are viewing this situation. And it feels to me like you may make the decision to not settle and to go for the whole package, to continue to look for the whole package that you want. That's what I'm getting. Okay, let me, I'm just trying to see if I've heard back from any of the people. Okay, I think the other people may not still be on here. Okay. Let me see who else I have. Okay. Gautam, Gautam. You've got on here that you would like a reading because you just lost your love, the love of your life. So let's see what we can get for you. Let's see. Shuffle these up, and then I'll do one more for today. Oops. Do one more for today. Okay, just be with the cards here a little bit. Okay. So it feels to me where this reading is coming from, Gautam, it feels like there is a lot of divine guidance around you for healing and for restoring balance back into your life. There is this sense of angels and divine guidance around you, comforting you and trying to bring balance back. That's where it feels like it is. Where this has gone to the Tower card came up, and so obviously the Tower card is always about having things knocked down in order to be rebuilt. So it feels like this, like the rug was pulled out from under you. Like this is, I can feel that you, and it also feels like this was possibly sudden, like the ending of this, was a surprise and was sudden for you. Where this is going, where this is moving to, is that you are moving into a place of feeling more secure. This also, this situation that you were in, this relationship, for whatever reason, it feels like you are going to be on a much more, as a result of what's happened, that you are going to be on a much more stable ground, including materially, financially. It's almost like this needed to happen so that you can, so that your sense of stability and security can be restored. I know how hard that is, especially, if your heart is breaking. But trust me, there is divine guidance around you that is guiding you through this, and through this process, your sense of stability, financially and emotionally, is going to be restored. It feels also that as difficult as this was, as a result of all of this, you are okay. What's coming up now? Sometimes I get things with the cards, but I also receive information clairaudiently, clairvoyantly, and sometimes something comes in, and so I want to share this with you. What I'm getting is that you're being asked to really pay attention, to pay attention to your inner wisdom, because, as I mentioned, it feels like there's a lot of divine guidance and wisdom around you right now, and information is being sent to you. There are inspirations that you will be receiving on proceeding forward, that will be coming to you, and so you're being asked to really listen. Take some time, Gautam, and listen, because Spirit is speaking to you. There is information that is being sent to you. Where this ends up is that you're going to feel like you're going to feel for a while overwhelmed and a bit confused about this. But I'm going to pull another card. But I'm telling you, you really need to spend some time listening to your inner wisdom, because you're going to be receiving information and a vision on moving forward. There is a tremendous amount of divine guidance that's coming into you right now. And as I said, I know it's hard when your heart may be breaking, but there is a lot of healing that's taking place. Okay, we'll take one more. Before I do that, just want to let you know that for those of you who want to know more about my process in reading, or a bit about life's perceptions, which I'm a part of, I'm going to leave in the comments our website. On there, I have a page that says About Grace, and you can find out a bit more about me and personal or individual readings, or about my reading process. We also have a blog. You will also see on there readings by Michaela, which is the other person involved in life's perceptions, and a bit about how Michaela reads, and her types of readings. Also, you might want to follow us on Facebook if you haven't liked our page. If you'll like the page, you'll make sure that you'll get notified when we're going live again. And also on our Facebook page, there is a place to be able to subscribe to our newsletter. And the newsletter will also keep you apprised of, when we're coming on Facebook, but we'll also have additional information. And sometimes we will run a special promotion, or let you know about a special event that's coming up that is exclusively for just our newsletter subscribers. So just click on the subscribe to our newsletter, and we'll send that to you. It usually goes out about once a month. So, but I'll also put our links down to our Twitter. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and Pinterest. So I'll leave those for you as well. Okay, so let's just take one more here. Let me see if I've got anybody else who came here. Let's see. Okay, so let's do Tanu Gupta. And Tanu would like a reading on when will my business of handmade be successful? It will give me money and fame. All right, so let's just see, Tanu, when we can do that. Okay, what we get from that. All right. Okay. With the cards for a little bit, the energy. Okay, Tanu. So what I'm getting is where this is coming from is, first of all, I can feel the joy that this business gives to you. It feels like it's something that you've been wanting to do for a long time, and you've put a lot of your heart and soul into this baby. So, I can see that that's where this is coming from. It feels like you are moving or have moved into this place where you're now feeling like a little defensive, but also like you're feeling like you need to protect this. You're feeling like you are constantly needing to shore this business up, and just to protect what it is that you've built so far and that you're trying to build. At the core of this reading, Tanu, it feels like there is something that comes up, some inspiration or something, some surprise, something that comes up to you. It almost feels like you may be getting, or maybe have already gotten, some inkling about either moving in another direction, or adding on something, or something that's come up that has surprised you about the business. Some inspiration or thought that you may have gotten. because it feels like you are thinking about taking a chance on something new. Now, I don't know if that is a new change in your business, a new product, a new way of doing things, but something that's come up that is just like a bee in your bonnet that you are weighing about whether or not to do this. And I'm just going to pull a clarifier here. Okay. So, and I've just pulled a clarifier, and here's what I'm getting. Here's what I'm getting is that you are being asked to listen to those inspirations that you've been getting, to go within and really be with them, because it feels to me like this new avenue, this new piece, that's a lot of divine inspiration, and you're being asked to really spend some time. I don't know, we all have our different ways of accessing our inner wisdom. Some people it's prayer, some people it's meditation, some people it's going for a walk in nature. Whatever it is that you need to do to download and be with that, you need to do that, because and to go with your heart. Listen to your heart, because this inspiration is going to speak to your heart, and you need to listen to that, because that's where the success lies. For a while, you may be feeling like you're doing all that you can to just stay afloat, but really listen, do whatever it is that you need to do, because you've already gotten this inspiration to go with this idea, to go with this new way, or piece that you're adding on or making a change with. You need to listen to that, to listen to that part of your heart, your soul, because that's where your success is going to be. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I will send out a post on letting you know when our next broadcast is. I know that initially we had a few people, but and I did call out for you, and I didn't get a response back. So I try and do readings for the people that are live with me on this broadcast, and so if I mention your name and I don't get you back from you, then I assume that you have left. So just a little note for the next time. But we will be doing this again. I will send out a notification to you guys. So, click like our page and you'll get a notification right away. Sign up for our newsletter and you'll, get the latest news that we send out. If you get a chance, head on over to our website and you'll find out a little bit more about us. But in the meantime, have a lovely weekend, and as always, many blessings to you. Goodbye.